What's up, PHP community? Welcome back to another live stream. Feels good to be back after interviewing Povilas Korup last 2 days ago. Feels good to be back. How everyone is feeling today? Nice to see everyone once again. Ian Rodriguez, how you doing? Beta Bing, how you doing? Blocks Make, thank you so much for the $5 on YouTube. I really appreciate your support, dude. You are absolutely awesome. Today we are back on TikTok and we are streaming on Kick 2. It will be an awesome day. We have a bunch of work ahead of us. So I'm going to tell you the plan, okay? I'm going to tell you the plan. Are you guys ready? You guys ready? Let me show you. So, as you guys may well know, I have released my own starter kit, okay? My own Laravel starter kit, insanely strict and defensive, and, you know, it's really for people who enjoy like PHPStan level max, Recctor like at the 1000 level, you know, all this craziness, defensive programming stuff. If you love that kind of stuff, this is literally your starter kit, okay? It's PHPStan level max, Pint in the ultra privatization level. It's really cool stuff here. And today we are going to do a video about this starter kit. So I'm going to dive into some of the decisions of this starter kit, why I went the way I went. You know, we are going to see the current PHPStan.neon and potentially bump these levels even more, try to see how many options do we have within PHPStan to make it even more powerful. There is a lot to talk about today, but first of all, how everyone is feeling today. Did you guys had a good week? Hopefully you did. Hey Diabel, nice to see you. How you doing, man? How you doing? Ian Rodriguez is saying that he just finished the meeting. That's awesome. Dini Stevish from TikTok. How you doing, dude? It was nice to have a dinner with you. I didn't know you were on TikTok too, man. That's awesome. Hey, Steven. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Luis Mata. What's up, man? Hey, Christian. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. All right. So that being said, before we jump into all of this craziness, defensive strictness of my own starter kit, what do I do? What do I want to do first? What do I want to do first? Well, first of all, I want to thank all the sponsors. Of course, Laracast, the best place to learn Laravel and PHP. If you want to be a programmer, this is the place to go. Obviously, CodeRabbit, and we have literally reviewed CodeRabbit in the previous live stream. By the way, if you haven't checked that already, go check that out. All right. So I have this new video called I have built Laravel, an MCP application. So if you are into, MCP apps, plus you want to see a review of CodeRabbit, check this video because it's really, really, really nice. Okay. Really, really, really nice. So we have that. What else do we have? Well, we have a new video on my YouTube channel as well with Povilas Corrupt. And honestly, it was a blast being with Povilas. I was surprised by how many people thought that Povilas couldn't smile. Dude, Povilas is the most friendly person I ever known in my life. He's so nice. He's always smiling. And we have obviously a new video with Povilas. It's a 50 minutes interview, chat. A 50 minutes interview. Nitin is saying, what do you think about Recctor Laravel? I don't know, man. We are going to try that today too, if you want to. What do you guys think? Should we try that? I think we should. Yeah, we should definitely try that too. Here we go. Check the interview with Povilas. Put the like on the video. Add your comment. The traditional stuff. You guys know what I mean. The timestamp is so good in the comments. What do you mean? What do you mean exactly? What do you mean? But yeah, we have these two new videos, by the way. 4 days ago, 2 days ago. Go check them out if you haven't already. But one of them is about CodeRabbit. We have seen how CodeRabbit can be helpful reviewing your code. Devin AI, of course. If you want literally another software engineer solving your problems, you can sign up to use Devin, of course. Redberry, international agency that uses Vue in Laravel, one of the best out there. And of course, native PHP. If you want to build native applications for the mobile using PHP, this is the best place to go to. And JetBrains PHPStorm, the best editor in the world for PHP development. Go check them out if you haven't already. That being said, now that we have said thanks to all the sponsors, we may jump into code already. And yeah, today we are going to talk about my own starter kit again. I have briefly tell you what do I think about this starter kit, but I feel we really need to do a video just about this starter kit and talk about various things. One of them is that, for example, why would I go with final classes? Why do I declare strict types on top of every single file? And, kind of talk about all of those decisions. But on top of that, talk a little bit about why do I use the PHPStan the way I use, and how can we make it even better? Use Recctor PHP in how can we make it even better too? And potentially, someone was saying on the chat to try Driftlingly Recctor Laravel. So that's something we could do too. We could literally try that package, okay? Okay, we could definitely do that. Let me head here into my tabs so I don't forget about that detail, because I definitely want to check that out too today. Okay, it really depends how much opinionated this package is and what rules it actually gives us, because it really depends, right? Let me see what else we have here. So we have this thing called the Laravel code quality, which potentially will come with a bunch of rules that I may not agree with them, So we have to check that out, okay? I can see already some of this stuff. Replaces magical access to the container. Interesting. Replaces abort. Oh, with abort if. Nice. All right, this is a good one to check it out. Maybe we start from the beginning, and when we are diving into the Recctor section, we talk about that. What do you guys think? Space, hi, man. Hi, nice to see you, man. Thanks for saying hi. How you doing, man? Hey, Pick and Flow. Oh, you using CodeRabbit already? That's absolutely awesome, man. That's absolutely awesome. Great product. So, planning on using it on all my open source. Hey Josh, nice to see you, man. Yeah, I had a productive day. I'm working on Laravel Boost at the moment, and my goal is making Laravel Boost. Actually, I'm doing two things. One is adding an update command, so people can add that to their post-update composer command. But also, I'm allowing package developers to add their own rules. So that's the goal. Puyapal is saying, Laravel Recctor, I love it. Well, we're going to try it today. Yun is saying, I'm very comfortable with CI4, but people force me to use Laravel. Oh, CodeIgniter 4. Dude, it's been like 10 years since the last time I've tried CodeIgniter 4, so I have literally no idea how good that is. I do know that Laravel is good because I work for Laravel, so I kind of know. Nikolai is saying, hi Nuno, how do you handle third-party packages like Laravel STE where PHPStan can detect any method? I think it's a great opportunity to have you contribute to that package themselves. Obviously, you want to be nice with PHPStan. For web development, PHPStan level 5 is quite nice. You don't have to go level max like I do. You need to be crazy, But yeah. Hey, John Sugar, welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you, man. Ian Rodriguez is saying that he also has its own Água das Pedras. Yeah, this is my favorite. Well, to be honest, my favorite water in Portugal is called Castelo. This is my second favorite because Castelo doesn't exist like in the big size. That's it. Hey, Lorenzo. What's up, man? Nice to see you, man. But yeah, we potentially trying Laravel Recctor. I don't know, if we are going to find the time, but maybe let's start with some introduction. Again, the plan is doing a video out of this live stream, so we are going to work on that. All right, chat? By the way, before we start, does any of you have tried my own starter kit? If you do, write on the chat yes. If you don't, just write on the chat no. If you don't know my own starter kit, you probably should. This is called Nuno Maduro, its own Laravel starter kit. And it's literally the most strict starter kit in Laravel that you can ever use in your life, okay? It comes with a bunch of tooling that will ensure quality in your project, okay? We are talking about PHPStan level max. We're talking about Pest PHP with 100% code coverage and 100% type coverage. We're talking about Recctor PHP and Pint that will ensure all the privatization you can ever get in your entire life. This is literally a piece of art when it comes to strictness and PHP. And today, on this video, we are going to jump into everything we have on this package, into everything we have on this application, plus we are going to see if we can make it even better. Bam, bam, boom. So a lot of people have tried apparently already my own starter kit, but some of you haven't already, which is totally nice. When you start a new app, it's something that doesn't happen often. So it's a piece of art coated by the creator. I put like on my own videos. Okay, I am that type of dude. When I do something that I truly like, I'm not afraid of saying that it's actually very good, Hey Ken, nice to see you, man. Why would you want to learn PHP in Laravel without Laracast? Honestly, just go to Laracast. It's absolutely awesome. If you are into actual videos, just go to Laracast because that's the best teacher you will ever get in terms of PHP, in terms of React, in terms of JavaScript, anything really. Hey Sony, how you doing? Nice to see you here. I'm super excited about this too, man. Let's jump into this. Okay, let's start maybe with, should we start with the source directory? Maybe let's start with AI rules. This starter kit comes by default with Laravel Boost. If you haven't used Laravel Boost already, it's literally this project that comes with Laravel-specific rules for AI development. Let's take a look, for example, into my .juni folder. But if you are using VS Code or Cursor or anything else, will just work. For this example, let's check the .juni folder. If I jump into this, you will see this guidelines.md. And now, this comes by default with all the Laravel Boost guidelines. So all the AI rules you need to make your Laravel development the most productive development in the entire world are right here. Your AI will use Tinker when it needs, will use the database query tool when it needs, will literally use everything on the top of his fingertips, including browser logs. How cool this is. So Laravel Boost comes pre-installed on this starter kit. You don't have to do anything. It literally just works. So AI development will be ensured with this starter kit. Boom. Hey Matthias, nice to see you, man. How you doing? By the way, DVDev, we already have a possibility of adding custom guidelines to Laravel Boost. So just go to the documentation. It's there already. You can add your own guidelines. You can just override them if you want to. That really just works. So we have, dude, it's kind of funny that you guys are asking for all of that, because today I literally finished a pull request on Laravel Boost that adds what you guys are talking about. So adds a boost update, which you can add to your composer update, post update command, but also adds a possibility of package developers to publish guidelines. So our goal to this is literally allowing people like filament authors or potentially other package creators to have their own boost rules. This will be absolutely awesome, and you guys are going to leverage this for free. You know what I mean? It really just works. A Prasad from India. By the way, India developers got good news, right? Taylor Otwell is going there, and I know a few other people that are going there. I know a few other people that are going there. Just saying, just saying. You see a whip? Where do you see a whip? Oh yeah, this is rebased, by the way. This will be rebased. By the way, if you don't know rebase, you probably should, okay? Rebase is probably one of my favorite Git features. You can literally have the worst, I'm talking about rebase. I meant squash. If you don't know squash, you probably should, man. Squash is the best thing in the planet when you want to clean your commit history. Basically, before merging this, you just squash and merge, and you have this beautiful commit message on your history, which is much better. Much, much, much better. Squash is golden. Oh, absolutely. 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 Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to tweet that like ASAP. I'm going to tweet that. You know what I mean? Let's tweet that. Squash is goated. Boom. It's done. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, chat. Where are we? So let's continue. Okay, we talked about AI guidelines. What else do we have? We have GitHub workflows. Do we want to talk about this? I think we want to talk about this. Yeah, this is important. GitHub workflows, ensuring your CI, CI stuff. Okay. Something else this starter kit also has is CI workflows. As you may well know, super important to run your CI before you ship something to production. Insanely important. You guys know that. Super, super, super important. Now, this starter kit comes with a very special CI because it allows you to do a bunch of things. Besides running all the tool we love, and I'm talking about, Pest PHP, PHPStan, Recctor, also comes with caching for those tools. This is super important when you have a CI and you want to make the CI as faster as possible. I'm going to give you an example. Recctor PHP and PHPStan, these are slow tools, especially on the CI with limited resources. These tools will be slow. Now, what we have here on this starter kit is a PHPStan cache section, which will literally avoid having your PHPStan running for 5 minutes, and it will just take a couple seconds because we cache things locally on this workflow. Same goes with Recctor PHP. And by the way, then we run the entire test suite, including your browser tests. So that section specifically for Pest is browser testing is equally here, okay? So CI for the win, and especially CI through GitHub Actions, which is absolutely awesome for CI workflows, okay, chat? Okay. By the way, we have more than 100 today on the live stream. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. If you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love everything I do. Just go all the way down and subscribe this channel if you can. Also put like on the video. Come on, man. How many likes we have? We have 28 likes. Chat, I'm disappointed. We have 28 likes on the YouTube, but we have more than 74 people watching on YouTube. So all of you, 74, go all the way down and click on the like. For the God's sake, okay? Okay. Git reset --art, dude. Can you imagine people just copy pasting that section and applying on their projects? That will be crazy. When you close to the camera, your voice goes down. Yeah, that's because my microphone is here, and now it's not here anymore. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Git squash? What do you mean? What do you mean? Was not squash is goated? Oh my god. Oh my god. So bad. I meant Git squash is goated. Here we go. All right, it's fixed, chat. It's fixed. You know, no problem. No problem. Here we go. All right, chat. We talked about AI guidelines. We talked about, what else did we talk about? We talked about a lot of things, right? AI guidelines, we talked about workflows. I think it's time to talk about the source code itself. Okay. Besides the workflows, all the AI guidelines, we also comes with a bunch of opinions regarding the way you should structure your app. Now, I'm a big thinker. You know, I like to think a lot, but something I really like is keeping the Laravel default structure. Okay, so we do follow the Laravel default structure. We have our models folder, we have our providers folder, and we have our HTTP controllers. However, we come with a bunch of opinions. People love your opinions, you know, people love your opinions. So let me show you one of the first opinions we have. We think you should follow an architecture based on actions, okay? The action pattern, we talked about that multiple times, is the best pattern in the world, the action pattern, you know? So basically we have this folder specifically for that too. Now we have a specific folder for enums. You guys love enums. I love enums too. By the way, enums can have methods in multiple things, so you can place your enums here, okay? Now, we also come with the HTTP controllers, but we come with the best feature ever. We don't have abstract controllers. Come on, chat. I want to clap. I want to clap just because of that. Not having the abstract controller is just the best feature in the entire world. No abstract controller. You can just have your controllers right here displayed beautifully without extending anything whatsoever, chat. Anything whatsoever, you know? Thank you, Dibel. Appreciate the help, man. Appreciate the help. John Sugar is saying, I'm having an issue with Pest 4 in GitHub Actions. Architectural tests fail, but if you downgrade with Pest 4, it works. Can you create an issue about that? We need to double check that. Nikolai is saying the following. Do you always write annotations with properties in model classes? Do you use IDE helper? I do, but I write annotations because I'm super strict with those annotations. We are going to talk about that today too. Okay? Okay. Joel is saying, hi there, Nuno. Let's streak that bad boy. Oh, yeah, chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Stephanie is saying the following. When doing past browser testing, what is necessary for GitHub Actions to work? That's a great question. We just have reviewed that, but I'm going to show you real quick. You click on GitHub Workflows, test.yml file, and the only thing you need is this. Okay, you need to install Playwright on your GitHub Actions workflow so you can have browser testing working as expected. Browser testing, one of the most important things in the planet. You want to literally click on buttons, open forms, fill those forms, create users in your app with using actual testing. And I'm not talking about unit testing or feature testing or integration testing. I'm actually talking on browsers, okay? Pest v4 gives you all of that. If you haven't checked already, go to pestphp.com. And if you are, let's be realistic. If you are not using Pest v4 already, like what the heck are you even doing? Like honestly, it's the best testing framework in the world at the moment, okay? Comes with architectural testing, comes with mutation testing, comes with snapshot testing, comes with browser testing. Like tell me a framework that has all of this. Just one framework that has all of this. Like literally none. Literally none. So you can have, by the way, a tool on GitHub Workflow. So it just comes pre-installed, basically, the Playwright. Okay, chat? Okay. By the way, chat, if you just arrived, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. If you guys know what I mean. How many likes do you have on YouTube? Let me double check. So we have 80 people watching, 47 likes, chat. Disappointed again, go all the way down and press that like button. Insanely important, chat. Insanely important. If you just arrived, today we are reviewing my own starter kit, potentially adding some stuff on top of it. You know what I mean? We are going to add stuff like making it more strict. I'm explaining the package at the same time, but we are going to review as well this Recctor Laravel thing that someone just posted on the chat and potentially will be absolutely awesome. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how you goes. Okay, what else we have here before we go? Architectural testing for the win, absolutely. Hey, Eduardo, nice to see you. Stefan is saying the following. No, I have done that. But when I run tests with GitHub Actions, it doesn't see yet. That's interesting, dude. Just go to the GitHub Actions documentation on pestphp.com, and that will potentially just work, okay? That potentially will just work. Now, let's continue reviewing this project structure, okay? So we talked about controllers last time, right? Something we also have is models. Everyone loves models, right? Models for the win. However, these models comes with a bunch of opinions. Not only models, but in general, all the code comes with a bunch of opinions. One of them is this: declare string types. In chat, in 2025, doing PHP, not using this, why? No reason, okay? This is absolutely type safety in the PHP world, so be sure every single file you have in your source code needs to have this, okay? Let's go all the way down. And let's talk about, final classes. Ooh, final classes. I know that everyone have a different opinion about final classes. I typically love them just to be annoying, basically. You know, people are like, why are you doing that? And I'm doing it because I can. So final classes, you kind of prevent a little bit inheritance with this. So people will not extend your class. You are kind of making a point with this. You shouldn't extend this anyway. So final classes, this is coming as well by default. And models cannot be read-only, but every single class you will find on this project will be read-only too. Now let's go all the way top and talk a little bit about this property read. Now, all the models we'll find on this project will come with property read annotations. This literally points to the column on the database, but also to the current type being casted to. As an example, the EID will be an integer, the name will be a string, and the email verified at might be a carbon instance or null if cannot find any. So all of the columns will be fully typed here. So if you were to use them yourself, it will just work. Nice auto completion. Even AI will understand this better. Now, if you go all the way down, we see the usage of a trait on a generic way. So fully typed traits being used here. And same goes with types themselves. If you see a type, will be fully generic using the PHPStan greatest and latest features, okay? You go all the way down, what else do we see? Yep, this is models on my own starter kit. Looks beautiful, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Write on the chat, what do you think about this? Priapal is saying, Laravel knew your... Priapal, does that command even works? If it does, can you commit that to my repo? I didn't even know about that. Ian Rodriguez is saying, why not string as an array? It's a little bit different. So when you do string and then parentheses like that, you're basically saying that you have an array contained with strings. And when you do a list, you are saying that that thing is an iterable, which is a little bit more relaxed. Creative Code Lab is saying the following. Notice something not in your docs for the browser. Add a browser testing directory on the php.xml file. Really? It's not working that? It's there, like right here. What do you mean? Oh, you mean like in regular Laravel installations where you are installing that? Oh, you might have to do that, yeah. But, typically people, they can do browser testing on this feature folder if they want to, Tariq is saying, what do you prefer, fork it or clone it? I mean, it depends what you are doing. There are two different things at the moment. DVDev is asking if I use Laravel IDEA. I don't use Laravel IDEA. Diabel is saying, where is agent to give counter arguments? Oh my God, I get, when you talk about agent, he arrives, literally. Instantly. Can we cache playwright? I don't know, man. I will have to check that out. Frank is saying on TikTok, how about using UIDs for IDs? It's a great idea, honestly. I don't do it by default. Using UIDs for IDs is something that you need to consider if your IDs will be public eventually. I'm going to give you an example. If you have a blog, for example, you probably need a slug. You don't even need a UID. You need a slug, and the ID will be eternal anyways. However, if you have something like a product, and you may have hundreds or millions, you might have to go to UIDs to ensure a unique ID for every single product. On top of that, you ensure as well that if you expose those UIDs, you'll be fine because you are not exposing how many products you have, and you can use unordered UIDs to be even more safe. Okay? Okay. Okay. How this is possible? What do you mean, Starry? What do you mean? Andrea Silva Dev is saying PHP artisan hello Nuno. Hey man, what's up, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi, man. A lot of people from TikTok, which is absolutely nice. Chat, that being said, let's move forward. Let's move forward, chat. Let's move forward. What else we have here? Let's go back into GitHub. So we talked about models, we talked about providers, and talk about services. Yeah, I think we want to talk about this. Besides models, of course, everyone loves providers, and we have the regular app service provider that comes with Laravel, but with strict types on top, final classes, and empty register and boot methods. Now, I want to talk why this register and boot methods are totally empty. The reason they are empty is because we are using behind the scenes something called Laravel Essentials. I don't know if you know about Laravel Essentials, but it's this package that is absolutely awesome to make your Laravel app even more strict. Let me show you. I'm going to go all the way down into this Laravel Essentials package, which is being included on my own starter kit. And what this does, it just gives better defaults to your Laravel apps. So your models will be strict by default. They will be automatically eager loaded in terms of relations. We use immutable dates by default too, so no mutable dates ever will be found in your source code, and more. We force HTTPS, we force safe console, so you won't be able to refresh your database in production. Super important, chat. Super important. Will save your life. Trust me. We also have prevent stray requests on your test suite. We fake the sleep thing. We have a bunch of goodness coming out of Laravel Essentials. By the way, chat, is everyone using Laravel Essentials at the moment? Write down the chat if you have tried Laravel Essentials. And if not, what the heck are you waiting for? Honestly. Diabal is saying the following. By the way, Nuno, have you checked the latest tweet changes with live replay? If you leak something, you really need to stop the stream and restart it. Oh, why is that? Josh is saying something, which is, I am for sure. Oh, using Laravel Essentials? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. But yeah, it comes with a bunch of stuff. And honestly, you should be using all of this, Laravel Essentials, okay? So that's the reason why the app service provider is totally empty now, because Laravel Essentials will just register all the good defaults that should come with Laravel. So you have this clean, nice, empty register method to work, and also this clean and nice boot method that you can put whatever you want. Whatever you want, chat. Okay? That being said, what else do I want to check? So that was the app service provider. Right. Let's go all the way down and talk about services. Now, it's interesting about this. It's interesting because the way Povillas have pitched services is a little bit different from the way I pitch services, okay? Again, the actions folder will be for mutations in your system. So every single time you have a create article or an update article, you place within actions. And within services, in my opinion, you place classes that interact with external providers. They are external services in some way. So within this folder, what you can do is just place here things like, email provider or potentially the weather API. So everything that interacts with an external service, you will be placing here and then inject in other places through dependency injection to actually use these services, okay? So this is our opinionated folder structure. If you are into these things, you can use this too, okay? Bam, bam, kata-boom. Creative Love is saying the following. I am a Ubuntu fan. I hope we can have something to create virtual OS to streamline the hard capabilities. It's so hard to make it on Unix right now. Yeah, I know that hard doesn't work very well there at the moment. Psycho is saying that he uses service as public API for my modules. Well, that's not the way I picture it, but it's also a good idea. John Sugar is making a great question. Okay, is making a great question. John Sugar is saying the following. What do you think about creating a domain folder and organize the app that way? So I think John Sugar means actually a little bit of talk about DDD. I'm not a fan of DDD on regular Laravel applications because I feel like if you want to truly respect DDD, you will miss some of the best features in Laravel. You will miss some of the best features in Laravel, and you kind of want to avoid that. You know what I mean? All right. So what else do we want to talk about? Routes, storage, routes. I think all of this stuff doesn't really matter. Do you want to talk about testing? Yeah, I want to talk about testing. Typically, by default, if you start an app with Laravel, it comes with unit testing and feature testing. If you use my starter kit, it comes with something else. Call it browser testing. So browser testing believes on or sits on top of Pest v4, and you can see a very small example is ready to go. You just type vendor bin pest and it will just run. So the way it goes with browser testing, you just type visit and you type the page you want to visit on, and then you get the page and you will start to see certain text on it. So it really just works. Browser testing by default on this starter kit too. Boom, boom. Canada Raz is saying the following. I noticed you use traits. You never use traits, but concerns instead. By the way, concerns is the same thing as traits. It's just a separate folder. Okay. Can you explain what is the difference between them? No real difference. Concerns and traits in PHP are the same thing. The difference is that I believe, like, when you look at the folder, for example, let's click on actions, okay? Imagine that you have some mutual behavior between actions, and you want to have that mutual behavior shared across the actions. So I just create the concerns folder. And I place all the traits over there. But even a better example is the models. So we have user model, article model. Imagine that all of them can receive uploads. So you would have this concerns folder, and it would place inside potentially something where you mutualize the code responsible to upload photos, okay? So we talked about testing, routes. What else do we need here? I think we are good. Anything else is literally the default thing. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about tooling. Now, this is probably one of the most important sections on the entire starter kit, okay? And I have made innumerous live streams about this topic, but I want to talk about this again. Oh, Roger, thank you. We need to start a kit with React. Yeah, we need to do that. Honestly, I'm open for starting the repo if any of you wants to just do that. I will be open to that, honestly. The millennium pause for the YouTube part. Canada Ross is saying the following. Yeah, the only difference is the naming. That's it. That's the only difference. Okay, Shab? All right, let's move forward and talk a little bit about this section right here. This starter kit is probably the only starter kit in the PHP industry that comes with this level of strictness when it comes to tooling in PHP. Okay, PHP have evolved a lot since 20 years ago. PHP have received innumerous tooling that it really just works and make this language one of the best languages in the world. And this starter kit comes with all that tooling. Let me show you an example. If you go to the starter kit, actually, let me show you a demo of that. Can I demo it? I think I can demo it. Let's type here composer lint, for example. Oh yeah, let's demo this. If this is fast, otherwise it's like undemoable at the moment. Oh my god, it's literally just stuck. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, I think we can demo this. In running this tooling is actually super easy. The only thing you have to do is go to your console, just like that, and you type composer lint. Now, when you type composer lint, a lot of things will happen, and in fact, you are running 3 tools at the same time. One of them is Pint, but you are not only running Pint, you are running Pint in parallel, which is crazy fast. On top of that, you are running Recctor PHP. So if you have something that should be refactored, Recctor PHP will do that for you. But we also have npm run lint, which will run ESLint behind the scenes. So you have your project fully styled with composer lint, and really just works. This is not a UI kit. No, this is not a UI kit. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why the skateboard emoji as Git message? Oh, you mean the Josh one? Promising that he tried to install Laravel. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, dude. Go for it, man. Go for it. Oh, Puyapal is saying like to run Recctor before Pint. That's actually a very good point. Let's fix that. That's a bug fix. Let's fix that actually. Let's go to a composer.json and run Recctor before Pint. Because Pint is like the final thing, right? So we need to absolutely do this. So I'm going to type here git add-p, and I run composer update 2, which is fine. Let's type git commit -m. Let's type sure adjusts script section. Okay. Hey, thank you, Puyapala. Appreciate the help, man. Appreciate the help. Oh shit, we have some stuff to pull. Let's do that first. Here we go. Successfully rebased. And we can just push this. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So we talked about lint. Let's talk a little bit about type coverage, I think. Something else we have is the possibility of running type coverage. If you don't know type coverage yet, you should probably be using in 2025. And with this starter kit, it's actually super easy. You just come here and type composer test coverage, or actually test type coverage. Okay, so you run this, and the way it goes is that it goes to your project, to every single line you have in your project, and it checks if you are using types in all of them. And I can show you an example. Let's go here, for example, to the app folder and potentially open this providers, app service provider. And let's remove this void, for example. Okay, so I remove the void, I run composer test type coverage, and what will happen is that Pest PHP will tell you, wait a second, this is kind of below expected. You have literally a return type in the line 22. Let me show you. Here we go. Return type line 22 with untyped code. Okay, so what we can do is just go there real quick, add the void once again, run composer type coverage, and it really works as expected. Once again, we have a nice green message, and obviously we have this 100% type coverage, which is super important. Okay. Now, this is type coverage, but of course, you also want to type or to test the actual code, and that happens within this section called tests unit. This is super simple. Basically, if you type composer test unit, this will run your entire test suite, but not only that, we'll also ensure that you have 100% code coverage, okay? Not a lot of people are a fan of code coverage. I'm a big fan of code coverage. I think it's insanely important to have your lines of code being tested. And some people will tell you it's not that important. It is important, okay? That's totally bullshit. Just ignore that, people, and listen to me. Listen, Nuno good, huh? Nuno good. And it's actually super important, just making sure all your code is typed. What do you think in the chat? I think it's super important to have all my code fully tested, but let me know what you think. Simone is saying, I miss mutation testing. 100% coverage is not a lot. We have mutation testing on Pest. However, mutation testing with database transactions on Laravel is super slow. It's super slow. Diabel is saying, my mom said the guy on the internet. You are wrong. Oh, no. By the way, Laravel is super fast, okay? Someone on TikTok is saying that Laravel will work slowly too. No, dude. Like, Laravel is probably one of the fastest frameworks out there at the moment. So give them a try. Give that a try, okay? No, good work with the 10K steps. Today I went to the gym, chat. Today I went to the gym, and honestly, I'm feeling so in shape at the moment, man. I went to a steakhouse yesterday. Today I went to the gym hardcore. You know, I love it. I love it, man. I love it, okay? So what else we have? Let's clean this, go all the way down. And of course, we have PHPStan. PHPStan, TypeScript of PHP. You guys know that. One of the most important things in the planet. You just have to go here and type composer test types. This will run PHPStan. Level max, which is important. So if we were to do something like this, you know, a equals to 1 plus Nuno, doesn't make any fucking sense. You are literally adding an integer to a string. Even PHPStorm is complaining about that right now. So if we run composer test types, here we go. It doesn't even run, as you can see here. Let's actually add this to a specific section. Let's type here private function foo just like that. And let's potentially do something like this. If I run test types, PHPStan will just complain about this because it doesn't make any sense. There is actually 3 errors that PHPStan detected. The first one is that foo is unused. Foo is fully unused. Foo returns void, but doesn't not have any side effects. So you can add the pure thing, absolutely awesome. And of course, on line 29, which is right here, we are trying to add 1 to a string, which will result in an error, is a binary operation that is invalid. Okay, so this is PHPStan, super safe, super clean, and also ships by default on my own starter kit. Bam, bam, boom. And finally, we have this section at the end, which aggregates all the previous testing. So all the previous sections we have here will run on the single composer test, which is being used by the CI already. So if I go here and I clean my terminal like that, and I go all the way top and I type composer test, this will just run the entire thing. We'll run linting, we'll run type coverage, we'll run testing types, we'll run code coverage, we'll run the entire test suite, and you can use this in your CI, which is exactly what we are doing. If you go to test.yaml file, this is what runs at the very end. Okay, and you just have to type composer test. You don't have to go to the vendor directory. You don't have to do any type of bullshit. It really just works. It really just works. Someone is asking, how do you manage your time? I don't know, man. I wake up, I go to work, then go to the gym, go to work again, and then I stream. That's it. That's how I manage my time. That's literally how I manage my time. Level max will be very hard for large projects. I'm using level max. I'm using level max in various of my projects, and it really just works. Okay? Really just works. Simon is also saying that he has problems with Laravel level max. Dude, something you can do is use the assert in PHP. That really works for kind of avoiding some of the PHPStan annoyingness. But I don't know. I don't know. Adrian is saying the following. Bam, bam, boom. Adrian is also here. Welcome back to the live stream, Adrian. Nice to see you. Pick and Flow is saying LOL. And of course, Diabel is saying, while Adrian appearing on the live stream. Level max is hard for people who are not used to fight with the level max. Let's just put it that way, okay? Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the configuration options of this tooling. Okay, so we talked about the composer.json, which is important, but, and I mean but, we need to talk about the configuration of some of this tooling, okay? Maybe let's start with Pest PHP, then we dive into Recctor PHP, then we talk about PHPStan, okay? Okay, what do I want to talk about this? Maybe I want to talk about just the architectural testing, which we should have at this level. Yeah, we have here. Okay, let's talk about this. Now, besides type coverage and code coverage that comes by default in Pest PHP, you also leverage architectural testing. And this is probably one of the most underrated features on Pest PHP because you get so much out of this. Let me show you. So here we come with 3 presets by default. We have the PHP preset, we have the strict preset, and the security preset. So let's do something really stupid. Let's go, for example, to our app folder, and let's open this provides folder with this app service provider. Let's, for example, type eval, very bad code, okay? Very, very unsafe code. So here we have very unsafe code being executed on my project as we speak. And I mean, as we speak, chat, as we speak. So let's basically go here and have this eval. Eval is bad, chat, okay? Eval is super bad. So what happens if I run Pest PHP? Just check this out. Check this out, chat. I'm going to run, just type vendor bean Pest PHP. Check this beauty. Here we go. One failed test. Let's go all the way top and see. The eval is not supposed to be used within the app service provider. This is something failed on the preset security. Super unsafe. Super unsafe. Now, this is just a small example how Pest PHP is architectural testing. Can be powerful, chat. Can be insanely powerful. Okay? And yeah, You just have to type literally 3 lines of code, okay? We have the security preset for the eval stuff like that. We have the strict preset, which will ensure final classes, read-only stuff, and all that cool things. And we have the PHP preset, which will ensure you are not using outdated features of PHP. Priyapal is saying no Laravel preset. Yeah, no Laravel preset because I'm not convinced of Laravel preset yet. Muya is saying the following: I love the level max, but I hate that I need to type as much annotations for that. That's being type safe, dude. That's literally being type safe. You just have to type a lot of boilerplate to make that TypeScript or PHPStan happy in general. Canada Ross is saying the following: I would say that eval is dangerous, but not bad. Nothing is bad if it's used the right way. Oh my god, that's something deep right there. New Agent is saying eval is bad, but it powers Pest PHP. Dude, Pest PHP is fully built on top of eval. Don't tell that anyone. Don't tell that anyone, like literally and seriously. Pest PHP is fully eval based. Literally evaluates PHP unit classes on the fly. That's what Pest PHP does. Okay. Now, we also have this, which in hindsight, I probably should include the Laravel preset. Yeah, probably should. But something else you can do with, and I actually mean with, architectural testing is that you can define rules in your project. One example is this one. I expect all my controllers not to be used elsewhere because they're literally HTTP layer based. So they are never meant to be used outside of the HTTP layer. That's just one example of architectural testing. Really just works. But you also have this nice folder structure where you can place your tests, including we have a test by default for the user model. We test the two-array method, for example, and many more things on the other folders. So this is by default what Pest PHP comes on this starter kit. But I want to move to other stuff. I want to talk about PHPStan. Let's talk about PHPStan now. Okay. So before we jump into this, chat, do you know any PHPStan option we should absolutely be using besides the level max? Talk to me about that, because if we do, we better just start adding it in right now. Something I'm noticing is that the config and the resources and the routing is not here. Why? Probably because it will just fail the shit out of me. Yeah, I think it's that. Oh, it's even not working. Bootstrap line 25 on app service provider. Oops. Here we go. All right, let's run this. By the way, chat, write down the chat if you think PHPStan should have something else on this project, or if you are chilling. Yeah, that's a Nuno Nation secret, the past thing. Oh, the Bootstrap needs to be included too. That's a good point. That's a good point, chat. Let's include Bootstrap too. It's obviously something that should be included, okay? We may have a few PHPStan issues to fix now, though. You know what I mean? Or we can do it later. I don't know. Let me see. All right, chat. Here is an open source opportunity for some of you, okay? Go to this repo. Here we go. Go to this repo. Fork that repo locally, okay? Fork that repo, and then do a pull request that adds these 4 sections or these 4 directories to the PHPStan configuration file. Once you do that, you will run PHPStan, which will present you to some issues. And your job on this pull request is fix those issues and do a pull request. Here we go. Open source opportunity for some of you if you want to. Okay, for now, I'm going to just ignore this because I want to focus this live stream on creating this nice content for YouTube. Okay, so we should be good. And let's talk a little about PHPStan now. The report and matched ignored errors, I think it comes by default. No, Canada Raz? What do you think? Let me see. Ignoring errors. Oh, it's false by default. Oh, no, it's true by default. You see? It's literally true by default. We don't have to specify this. Okay? So we're chilling. If you find any other option that you think it should be here, let me know. But I think we are like already at level max 3000 basically at this point. You can add bleeding edge. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good one. Priyapal is on fire today. Priyapal is on fire. Bleeding edge. What is that? Bleeding edge. Oh, yeah. We are using bleeding edge. Bleeding edge offers something I just discovered with PHPStan is that besides being at level max, you can literally use the bleeding edge configuration. Let me show you. Bleeding Edge offers a preview of the next major version. When you enable Bleeding Edge in your configuration file, you will get new rules, behavior, and bug fixes that will only be enabled for everyone later on the next PHPStan major version. We absolutely need this. We absolutely need this. And I'm going to create a video about this, pretending that I know that I'm using this forever. You know, you need to use this because I'm using it forever. Literally just learned about that. Okay, so I think we're good. What else? You guys know anything else we should add here? What do you guys think? No credit for Puya Paul. No, it was me. No, I knew this already. From is saying, UMZ is saying your stream should be expanded on the phone. Oh my God, I have literally no idea how to do that on TikTok, man. I apologize, chat. I apologize. By the way, if you just arrived, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love everything I do. So if you want to see more content around PHP, just go to my YouTube channel and subscribe my YouTube channel, okay? The best YouTube channel in the world. Here we go, chat. Subscribe if you can. It's honestly, you know, content around PHP, content around Laravel, all the technology we love. It's right here on my YouTube channel. And obviously, if you like this video, you can also go all the way down and like it. And let me show you just a preview of what will you find on my YouTube channel. Check this out. We have a conversation with Povilas, a nice conversation with Povilas. I have built a full Laravel MCP project. What else? I've reviewed the state of Laravel. I've interviewed Avenue, the creator of literally JavaScript almost. Created Vite, created Vue.js. It was on my channel. An hour interview, chat. An hour interview right there. I have reviewed Mago, which is a great tool for PHP. And yeah, check that out if you haven't already. Okay, Nuno Maduro, the YouTube channel, for the win. Laravel View Media is saying Nuno only supports his channel, not others like me. What do you mean? You can live stream too and say good stuff about your channel. Oh, Digital, thank you so much for the following. I appreciate. Are you using PHPStan strict rules? I don't know. I don't know if I am. I think I stopped using that package, Adrian, because it was just way too opinionated about stuff to the point of being annoying. So that's why I think I stopped using that package, Adrian. Okay. Tushar Nain is saying, can we use Pest or PHPStan in Blade somehow? I have no idea, man. It's, you know, I'm using all the time React at this point. Check pinkery.com. Pinkery.com will have some answers on that, okay? Okay, chat. Let's do a review on this, okay? Now, I want to show you the way I use PHPStan. PHPStan, again, the best TypeScript for PHP ever in the world. And we obviously have PHPStan analyzing all our project, but we also are using PHPStan level max, okay? A lot of people will tell you PHPStan level max is too much. It's bullshit, okay? It's totally bullshit. Get into level max. Get used to solving PHPStan problems, and then you are going to love it, okay? We'll warn you about everything, like literally every single problem you may find in your project, PHPStan will tell you about that, okay? I love PHPStan level max. Let me know what you think on the comments below. Besides PHPStan level max, we are also using this thing called Bleeding Edge. Now, PHPStan comes with this option, call it Bleeding Edge, which allows you to use the latest features coming on the next version of PHPStan. So if you want to be even more strict, PHPStan Bleeding Edge is a nice option for you. And finally, we are of course using Larastan. If you don't know what Larastan is a project of mine that makes Laravel understandable for PHPStan, or makes PHPStan understands better Laravel. That's what Larastan is about, okay, chat? So this is my current PHPStan configuration. Let me know what you think on the comments below. Moving now into Pint.json, okay? How many of you, chat, just write on the chat, yes or no, how many of you are configuring your own Pint.json file? And I understand if you are not. The goal of Pint was always being opinionated about stuff, okay? Always being opinionated about stuff. So if you're not using that, I understand, okay? Internal Guilt is saying the following. Guys, I have a better suggestion. Just use a compiled language. Dude, I'm going to tell you something, man. PHP with PHPStan is literally a compiled language. You know what I mean? It's literally a compiled language. And on top of that, you won't find Laravel elsewhere. Good luck with that. Canada Rise is saying the following: a concrete PHPStan issue. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we may find something like that. Agent is using the Pint configuration file. Easyweek is saying the Pint configuration file. Dextro, first time chat, nice to see you here, dude, is saying, show me that Pint magicness on the Pint.json file. I'm going to show you right there. Why would you use something like this? Joe Moore is saying the following: are you still interested in async programming for PHP? I am. There is one problem though, which is all the APIs you see today in PHP, they are not async ready. So I don't think async will ever come to PHP, to be realistic. You obviously have, Revolt PHP, which is a great project. I think we should actually review that on stream, but I don't know. Eduardo is saying the following: hi Nuno, there is any way people can jump into a stream with you at some point? I know back in the days, there was a Laravel meetup with Freak. So today, every time I have someone new on my channel, I invite people. That's the way it goes. I never have done anything different from this, because it's kind of risky to invite someone that you don't actually know. Because, doing a bad thing can potentially screw up your entire Twitch career and YouTube career, Internal Git is saying the following: I've never used PHP. Serious suggestion, why PHP? That's a great question. Chat, why PHP? Why PHP? Let's answer, why should you use PHP in 2025, okay? Oh my God, not 2005. Well, actually, it's a good start, okay? Okay. The website is ugly. I think we can all agree on that. But why would you use PHP in 2025? PHP have evolved quite a lot since 20 years ago. Before being the PHP it is today, you didn't have any type safety. You didn't have anything really like testing or whatever. Now in 2025, PHP is one of the best languages in the world, comes with PHPStan for strictness. So if you enjoy TypeScript, for example, you have PHPStan on PHP World. You have Pest PHP for testing. So if you enjoy Jest or any kind of testing framework, you have Pest PHP. And of course, the main reason is Laravel. Laravel is today one of the most powerful frameworks in the entire world. Its batteries included. You have authentication, you have queues, you have databases, drivers, you have pretty much everything you need for building modern web applications, okay? If you haven't tried PHP in the last 10 years, honestly, just download PHP and give it a try. The best place to start with PHP today is not this website, okay? Just ignore this website for a second. The best place to start with PHP is this Herd PHP installer, okay? How is it called, chat? I literally forgot. Oh my God. I think Laravel has that on the documentation, no? Installation. There is a command, literally a bash command that you use for install herd. Oh, php.new. Here we go. The best way to start with PHP is not the PHP official website. It's literally this website called it PHP. Oh my God. I'm literally opening my Firefox. Why? Sorry, chat. Here we go. Okay, the best place to start with PHP is not this website, okay? Just ignore this website for a second and go to this php.new, okay? php.new is the best place to start Laravel and PHP development, okay? You just choose your operating system. So you have Windows, you have Mac, you have Linux, all of them are here. And once you choose this, you just copy this command. You execute this on your terminal, and right there you are all set. You can use PHP, you can use Composer, the package manager of PHP, you can use the Laravel New, the Laravel installer. Everything will just work. Give this a try if you can. Oh yeah, why wouldn't you use PHP in 2025, chat? Mudur is saying, I love vanilla PHP, man. That's awesome to hear, man. Vanilla PHP is absolutely awesome. I agree with you, man. Honestly, this is just the best way to start PHP development. We should tweet about this, chat. We should tweet about this. Let's tweet about that. Not a lot of people know that website at the moment. 1 second. So I want to add this. Here we go. Let's do this. Here we go. By the way, chat, if you just arrived, go all the way down and subscribe my channel. Also, put a like on this video if you can. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Bam. Honestly, just ignore the official PHP website installations and go for, how is it called? php.new. If you want to start PHP Laravel development. If you want to start PHP development, it just works. Here we go. I think we're good. Yeah, this is good. Let's tweet that. And if I click here, we'll just open this. Beautiful chat. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Jamie, nice to see you on Kick. How you doing? Fernando is saying, I love my content. Thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time to say that. Didn't James also have a tweet.new? I don't know. I've never used that. Okay, so where were we? Chat, we need to focus. What time is it? Yeah, we need to focus. We need to focus. Pint by default will style your code like magic. Honestly, it just works. You composer require Pint, you type Pint on the console, it really just works. However, if you enjoy mega strictness in your code, you can push the levels of Pint even more higher. Okay, and this is one example. Every time I start a new project, and in fact, on my own starter kit, I have my own pint.json file. And it comes with a bunch of rules, which I think are truly necessary if you want to be super strict in your code. One example is that it will use immutable date times. Another example will use declare strict types on top of every single file. Another example is final classes or even internal classes, so that will just work too. We'll always use MB type of functions. So if you have, this is one of the best, honestly. So if you have something like string to lower, we'll use MB underscore string to lower or the version of that string to lower. So we'll kind of use the best in the best of PHP, and we'll just format your code to use the best of PHP. We'll remove useless conditions, like useless else conditions, for example. We'll order your class code. This is absolutely awesome. So if we go here to this app service provider, for example, and we have this private function, subscribe my channel, let's add this private function, subscribe my channel, and we have it here, and we just put this, what is that, dev marketer? That's not me. So if we put this, for example, all the way top, right? This doesn't make any sense because this is a private function. You probably want to see public ones first. So let's run Pint to see how it goes. Watch this out. Bam. We'll just move the private function all the way down. This is beautiful, chat. Beautiful magic happening right here. This comes with Pint, but you have to use this pint.json file. So if you want to have this, just use my own starter kit and you have this ready to go. We'll also use private visibility instead of protected. We'll order traits, order interfaces. It really just magic. We'll use strictness comparisons too. Watch this, chat. If you do something like this, this is not strict, This is not strict. However, if you run Pint, here we go, let's run Pint. Pint will just replace this with triple equals, which is way more strict. Okay, chat? What do you think about what do you think about this Pint.json? It's beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Lifecycle Vlog is saying the following. Privatization turns my scopes from protected to private. Ooh, that's not good. That's no good, huh? That's no good. That's the issue. That's probably an issue. So we need to fix that ASAP. Puyapal is saying snake case. Oh yeah, we love snake case. Why not? Vicent is saying the following. Thank you so much for the donation on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Is saying the following. I would like to ask if it's possible to have a dirty state with Laravel precognition view. I have literally no idea, man. I don't use view, but I also don't use precognition, so I have no idea. Oh my God, what is this? What is this? Diabel is saying the following: focus more on tweets and YouTube shorts. What do you mean? Eternal Guilty is saying the following: performance-wise, PHP is faster than JavaScript or the other way around. Chat, I'm going to tell you something, and hear me out for a minute. Hear me out. This is a very important message for you all. You shouldn't ever compare mainstream languages' performance, meaning that you shouldn't compare the performance of PHP with JavaScript, you shouldn't compare the performance of PHP with Ruby or PHP with Python, because all the mainstream languages, they are always super fast. Honestly, they are crazy fast, all of them, okay? When you develop a web app, the problem is never those languages, will always be something else. The database, the caching layer, the network. Like honestly, if your server is on Europe and your client is on the US, that will be the problem. Literally you have to travel the entire world to see the website. You know what I mean? So when you're working with mainstream languages, never be concerned about performance because all of them are super fast. Like a level of scale fast as hell, you know? So the problem will always be these side things like database, caching, or potentially, you know, the network latency. Salsa fan is saying the following: Nuno tries to copy Primagen. That's super hilarious, dude. That's super hilarious. Detrox is saying regarding the performance, the shitty third-party code. Exactly. It's if packages contain third-party code that it's not performant, that will indeed cause a problem. Taylor Sode is saying the following: Hi Nuno, recently asked ChatGPT how about where are you from? And he said you are born in Guiana Brasileira. No, that's not true. I'm from Portugal at the moment. I'm from Portugal, dude. Okay. So this is the way I use Pint PHP. Let's go back. This is the way I use Pint PHP. Let's talk about Recctor PHP. Okay. Okay. So I think we have two things to do. We are going to possibly start with reviewing. Yeah, let's review this. Let's review this package. What do you guys think, chat? Good idea or no good? Should we review this? Why Nuno doesn't have a mustache? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm, no. Should I do a mustache? What do you guys think? Yeah, let's talk about Recctor, okay? So, okay, let's review Recctor Laravel. And then if it's good, I'm going to do a section about Recctor, like pretending that I'm using this forever. You know what I mean? Okay, chat, let's check the number of likes on YouTube at the moment. Let's check. We have 64 people watching on YouTube and 80 likes. Okay, no bad, huh? No bad. That's good, huh? All right. Today we are reviewing Recctor for Laravel. As you guys may know, I'm using Recctor PHP all the time. Okay, if you go to my own starter kit, we use Recctor PHP heavily to make sure that our code base is fully consistent, it's fully up to the latest and greatest version of PHP. Now, people have been talking to me about this package with the name Driftlingly Recctor Laravel, which apparently comes with Laravel specific rules. And on today's video, we are going to review this package all together. So the first thing I will do here is just go all the way down and check the README. So it comes with Recctor rules for Laravel, and some of the available rules are listed on the README. So let's go all the way down and see how can we use it. So it's quite simple. You go to your Recctor PHP file, and the only thing you have to do is include this Laravel set provider, and then you just use it. It really just works. Bam, bam, boom. But let's see some of the options of this. Okay, let's see. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. So this package basically makes your Recctor experience even better. Let's see some of the rules that make this package so special when used with Laravel. So the first thing it does is it converts things like, let's make this a little bit bigger. It converts uses of things like app config to app make config. Interesting. So they are opinionated here. Basically, instead of using the array access capacities of Laravel's container, is saying don't use that magic thing and use instead a regular method which will resolve the config out of the container. That's interesting. No good. It's actually good, honestly. I think this is actually a good addition, okay? Next, we have this converts most strings in array helpers into string in array facades. Ooh, interesting. So in case you don't know, Laravel comes with a bunch of global helpers, okay? View is one of them. Cache is one of them, but there is more. Honestly, there is a bunch of array and string helpers that are exposed on the global namespace. And what this package does is kind of use the regular static calls to the string and array facades. What else? Improves the usage of Laravel collections by using simpler and more efficient ways of doing things. This is interesting. Oh, okay. So if you are using Laravel collections, we'll basically just make them even more efficient just by running Recctor. That's a good one. CodeBot AI is saying the following. Would you rather support the creator on Twitch compared on YouTube? Do the cuts and fees of YouTube takes compared with Twitch? So Twitch actually cuts 50% of my revenue. So if I make $400, we'll take just $200. And then there is Portugal taxes. And YouTube just takes 30%, which is way better. Pick and Flow is saying the following. I like YouTube better as platform, but all Nuno Nation Twitch chatters are the best. Yeah, I mean, there is people who are always on YouTube. There is people who are always on Twitch. There is also people who are always on TikTok. It really just depends. I'm okay with everyone, honestly. Now, Twitch, it just basically takes pretty much all of the revenue. It's like 50%. So, anyways, what else we have? Okay, I don't know what is this. So let's move all the way down. Oh, this is interesting. So this one will transform magic methods calls on eloquent models into the corresponding query builder method calls. Interesting. So this will basically call the query method all the time. If that's true, I'm going to install this package already. This one replaces facade aliases, which is a good thing, with fully qualified namespaces, makes working with Laravel factories easier and more IDE friendly, replaces abort conditions with an if conditions with something like, abort if or report if. That's a good one too. Migrates from eloquent legacy method refactories, which is something I don't have anymore. All right, chat. This looks good, man. Let's install this, okay? Let's install this. So let's do that. I'm going to copy this, okay, right here. Let's go here. Okay. So once you have your Recctor PHP installation done, the only thing you have to do to start with Recctor for Laravel is literally type composer require --dev driftling Recctor -Laravel. So I'm going to do that. And there is no dependencies, which is always a good thing. Typically, when you install a package, you want to be careful of how many dependencies that package is bringing. And we don't have a lot here, which is a good thing, okay? Here we go. So that is installed. So now that we have installed this package, the next step is literally having, Recctor PHP using this package. So apparently we just have to go to our Recctor PHP file. Let's do that, which is open. It's right here. And then we have to import this Laravel set provider. So let's do that. I'm going to go here, bam, import that. So that's done. And we can see it right here. The next step is come here and type with set providers and specify that class we just imported. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to type with set providers, and then I'm going to specify Laravel set class right here. Okay, beautifully done. Do I want to do this at the very end? No, I think it's fine. Do it right here. Okay. What else? We have this composer-based Laravel true. Okay, let's do this. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool. Oh my God, my copy paste is literally broken at the moment. I don't know why. Here we go. Okay. So we have this with set providers, Laravel set provider, plus with composer based, which is exactly what we need. Now, something I'm curious is once we do this, if I run Recctor already on this project, will it detect anything? Let's type here vendor bean Recctor, and I'm going to type dry run. Okay, dry run will basically just not actually perform the changes, but will inform me that it's stuff to do. Let's do that. So the rules pages are 70 rules. That's awesome. Okay, no changes. Something I'm curious when I saw that thing is what happens if we go here and we type something like user. Let's type here. What would I do here? Like, for example, I would obviously use the query method, but I want to see like if it kind of does this refactor. If it does, it caught me already. So we can see if a user exists, for example, right? We can do something like, let's do the count. The count is a good example. Yeah, this will complain. Here we go. And if we do this, yeah. Oh, this won't complain. We are using the query method. What happens if we do this now? Please complain. Come on. Come on. Win me. Win me on this one. It doesn't. So I thought it would be that, though, unless I'm doing something wrong. So I went to the... how is it called? Right here. Builder. Transform magic method calls on eloquent models into corresponding query builder method calls. I thought it would be that. Priyapal is saying use user find. So if I do find one, for example, will that be refactored? It's not refactored. Not working. Remove both. I don't change them. That's weird. Nikolai Conrad is saying the following. You have to add the rule. It doesn't add the rules by default, I think. Oh, really? You think it's that? But I thought it would be this, basically. You know? I think it does that. It says provide, you know? Let me see. I'm going to copy this. Well, you know what? Let's do this one, for example. This one is the most simple one, right? If it doesn't do this one, oh my God, my copy paste is so broken. Here we go. All right, let's copy this. Come on, you can do it. Here we go. Let's put it here. All right, this is a totally magic call happening right here. Will Recctor complain? If it doesn't, it's because we need to add the rules manually one by one. Okay, it does. Here we go. He wants to... Wait, what? He wants to remove the dead method? What the actual fuck? Oh, because I'm doing nothing with the boot method. It kind of makes sense, honestly. Because I'm doing nothing with this method, I can literally remove the boot method. That's kind of true. ACW, how you doing? Adrian is saying, I bet is where name to where name. Oh, that would be a good one. Let's see. So I'm going to type user query where name equals to Adrian. And I'm going to delete it. Okay, let's see this. Nope, it's not that. It's just not working, chat, for some reason. Okay, let's try something else. Well, we have the abort, which is kind of cool, if I'm honest. Let's type here. Let's actually go to the routes file. Let's include here the routes file, and let's do that on the routes file. So if some condition, do we have an array random in PHP? Oh, we do. Nice. So we can have true, false. Here we go. If some condition, just abort with 404. So this is something that can be replaced with abort if, by the way. Come on, Recctor. Recctor for Laravel. Surprise me on this one. ASAP. Come on. It's so slow today, though. Oh, I think it's working. Well, working not in the good way. Jesus, fuck. Oh, it's telling me that... Yeah, here I should probably... Wait, what? Oh, here I should convert to Boolean. That's why I was complaining. How about now? It's not doing the abort if, so it's clearly a sign that we can do better here. By the way, I literally forgot to do this. So let's fix that. Here we go. So the abort if thing, it's not being done by this project. So we probably need to include this. Let's see. Oh, we do. We need to do this, I think. Additional sets. To improve aspects of your code, add this thing. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I want to add them all. How can I do that? Can I just copy paste them? Let's add them all. Let's go here, do this. Oh my God, what the fuck is that? There we go. So I want to keep only the ones that start with Laravel preset. Here we go. We don't need any of that. Okay, and then I can do this, do this. Beautiful. Okay, and now I can go to my Recctor PHP file and type with sets. Oh, I forgot the comma. Fuck. I can do this. Here we go. Okay, now we have a nice comma at the end. Let's include this on Recctor and start using it. Okay, so hopefully this will be replaced with abort if. Come on. Laravel set list not found. Okay, I need to import it. I'm sorry. Here we go. Undefined constant Laravel testing. No good documentation, huh? Documentation no good, huh? Okay, it's running. It's running, chat. It's running. Ha! Here we go, chat. Here we go. Come on, Recctor PHP. Here we go. Okay, what happens if I do this? I'm so curious about this one because this one is kind of my, I kind of love to have the query method. I just want this to be replaced by query. Please, for God's sake, just do it. Please, 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 please do it. Oh! Oh my God, so good. All right, Chad. All right, that's it. We are going to use this package. This is very good. Oh my God, I'm so happy, Chad. Yeah, the user find should also work. Like if I do this, user find, the ID number 1 potentially, just like that. This should be replaced with, should be, there is other stuff too. Wow, this is probably too much. Little not using the schema facade to use the builder through dependency injection, I assume. Oh my God, it's crazy. Why would you do that? Yeah, it's doing that. It's using the query method, which potentially, yeah, let's demo this stuff. This is awesome, by the way, Shad. Okay, let's maybe start with this one. Okay, let's go. Once you add the set providers, Laravel set provider, you might want to configure the other remaining rules which are not enabled by default. So this is some of them, and I want to show you 2 in particular. I want to show you this, what is the abort stuff? I want to show you this Laravel ifs helper, but also I want to show you one very important one called the Laravel Eloquent Magic Method to Query Builder. So I have this web.php file, and what I'm doing here is using this user find with the ID number 1. Now, You guys know me. I love the query method. I love to come here and just type query find because I think in general gives you much better auto completion. And for PHPStan, understanding a little bit static analysis is just way better. Now, if I just do this, check this out. I'm going to just keep this like that. Now I'm going to run Recctor PHP without die run. I'm going to actually make the changes on the code. Recctor PHP will run, and check this out. We'll automatically change this code to use the query method behind the scenes, which is absolutely awesome. I'm in love with this package already. Here we go. And then, of course, because Pint runs after this refactor, this will be refactored to use the query method. This is absolutely awesome, chat. It's a great feature from Recctor for Laravel. I absolutely love this one. Okay, let's copy this and just put it here. Oh shit, the abort if got refactored already. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, the C is not even working. Here we go. Now, a lot of people don't know about this, but Laravel comes with a bunch of if helpers that can help you make your code even cleaner. One example is the abort, which you might use abort_if, which will make this code a little bit more cleaner. Now, Recctor for Laravel actually makes your life a little bit easier. So in this example, we have some condition, which will be true or false. And then depending on that condition, we are going to abort with 404. And check this out. I'm going to run vendor bin Recctor to literally style my code thanks to Recctor PHP for Laravel. And check what will happen. Recctor PHP for Laravel will refactor this if condition and transform this piece of code from that if condition to abort if. So we'll abort with 404 if that given condition is true. Bam, bam, boom. This is a nice one, chat. This is a nice one. I love Recctor for Laravel already. What else we have here? We have static to injection. I don't like this one. I think this one is the one I'm going to remove, chat, because that one just literally fucked all my migrations. All my database migrations were literally totally changed by dependency injection. Yeah, I don't want to do this. This is fucking ridiculous at this point. You know, the schema create is okay, but like doing this on migration doesn't make any sense. What do you guys think? I would never be outside of 100% test coverage. You know, 100% test coverage is the most important thing in the planet. Singon is asking how much it takes to learn full stack web development. I would take like 3-4 months learning Laravel and PHP in Laracasts. Check that out. This is a nice one. I think this one is ugly, so I'm gonna kind of remove it, I think. Let's go here to my Recctor PHP and let's remove this dependency injection. How is it called again? Static to injection. Yeah, I'm going to remove that. That doesn't make any sense. And now I cannot revert, right? Well, we just have one, so we can quickly change that. Oh, we have 3. Fuck. All right, so here I want to see schema instead. Yeah, I don't want to do that method injection crap. This needs to be fully qualified namespace. So now Pint will just format this for me. Or not. Jesus. Here we go. And now this can be like that. And we need to do this again on the create cache. All right, here we go. We can remove this and add here the import and do the same thing right here. Yeah, I think this example of injecting this dependency is just ridiculous at this point. You know, the idea is good, but it doesn't make any sense. Oops, schema from Laravel. Here we go. So let's import this. My keyboard is so broken, chat. Honestly, I'm 2 seconds away of moving back to the Mac keyboard. So I'm using, as you guys may know, I'm using this, but this keyboard is just missing keystrokes all the time. is honestly, it's one of the worst keyboards I have ever used. I thought it was good. It was good, honestly. I was enjoying it, but not anymore. Just fucking broken all the time. So disappointed, chat, honestly. Fucking $300 or more for nothing. Okay. Now the C doesn't even work. Jesus. Yeah, the injection here makes it look horrible. I agree with you. I agree. Hey, Jasmine, thank you for saying that. Appreciate. Hey, Diab, I'll see you next time, man. Go back to Magic Keyboard. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to the Mac keyboard because this thing was costing me $300 or 400. I don't even remember. And it's just literally missing keystrokes all the time. And it's so frustrating, honestly. Okay, do we want to review any more rules here? So we don't want to review this. Code quality, what is this? Let me see. Let me see if there is anything here I want to review. Oh, this one is actually nice. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I don't think they're included anymore in Laravel, so probably it's not a good example. Oh, we can use this one. Wait a second. I have one. Like if I do this, hello world dump, this is supposed to be refactored to the static asset, the static access to the string facade, to the string helper. It doesn't. Okay. I think this is the old global helpers potentially. What else? Factories, if conditions. Yeah, I think that's it, chat. We have seen enough. Well, enough that it's worth to be used. I like it. Okay. Okay, let's finalize this review. To find more about Laravel for Recctor, just go to their documentation website, which will be on a link below. Here you have all the things that come by default, but also the sets or the rules that do not come by default. Today, the query builder rule doesn't come by default, so you have to add it. But also the magic if helpers, a condition that are equally not there by default. Okay. So this is Laravel for Recctor PHP. Start using this and let me know what you think. Collection changes reject conditions to filter condition. Oh, that's actually a good one to demo. So let's try to do this real quick. So if I go here, if I type collect Adrian and Puyapal, so I'm going to collect you both, and I'm going to reject the ones that start with Adrian. Would that be a good example? Let me think. I want to reject the ones that start with Adrian. Maybe not. Maybe this. I want to reject the ones that start with Puyapal. Let's do that. Oh my God. Can I copy paste it? There we go. And for each, let's do like for each, just map to upper. So this would be an example, right? I feel like this reject will be replaced by a filter potentially. T return missing. Yep, that's missing. No, it's not a good example. No good, huh? Adrian is saying agree. Shiko is saying we definitely need to hang out more, answering to Adrian. Hey, Shiko, welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you, man. What can we do here, chat? We could do this, as Puyapal is saying. Let me see. Kind of stupid to do it, but... So I'm going to reject the ones where the name is different from Adrian. Is that what I want? I think that's not what I want. This is what I want. Okay, so now this will be refactored to filter, I think. Yep. Yeah, this is a good example, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Something else that Recctor for Laravel does is making a little bit more clear your collections in Laravel. You can do a lot of things in collections, but honestly, one of them is make your reject and filters a little bit unclear. And this is one example. I'm trying to collect Adrian in Puyapal, and then I'm rejecting something else. I'm not even able to understand this. So what Recctor for Laravel does is that I'm going to run this, and you will see that Recctor will replace this reject by a filter and swap this exclamation point real quick. Here we go. Now we know we are collecting Adrian in Puyapal, and then we are filtering for the users where the name is Puyapal only, which is way more clear than before. And we finally understand that we are mapping these users' names to make them uppercase, which is absolutely awesome. So this is another feature that comes with Recctor for Laravel too. Bam, bam, get that, boom, nice one. Yeah, thanks, chat. That's it. That's it for Recctor for Laravel. That was a good one. Chat, let me know what you think about Recctor for Laravel. Write in the comments right now. What do you think? It was a good project. It's a nice package. Do you see yourself using it? I'm going to use it. Honestly, it looks super cool. So I'm going to do this, and let's go to git add-p. Let's see. So we have Recctor for Laravel. Let's run composer update, composer bump actually, so we can have that being bumped. Here we go. Let's type git add-p. So we have the dependency. We have composer log changed. Ooh, interesting. Oh, that's because we have used Pint, I think, on the user factory. Oh my God. Okay, this is not good. This is the refactor. It was performed on Recctor PHP. Is the one that changes factories. That's not good. That's literally bugs right here. Oh, it's also the dependency injection crap. Jesus fucking Christ. So we have removed it, but we kind of need to remove it too now from the user factory. Let's do that real quick. That's a bad rule, by the way, chat. You should never use that. Let's go here into my database, factories, user factory, and let's not do any of this. Okay. So let's type clear. Let's go all the way up. Git -p. I think I'm going to run again Pint, just in case. I'm going to actually run the entire sequence of linting and then testing before committing all of this. By the way, chat, are you guys already on the gym? I told you guys, I'm only talking to you guys on stream if you go to the gym every single day. That's a very important thing, okay, chat? That's a very important thing. Let's run the entire test real quick. AF Barrento, how you doing, man? Welcome again. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Yeah, the performant, CW, the performant is equivalent, but it's more clear though. You know what I mean? Like you reject and then a negation of a condition, it's a little bit less clear than just filter by condition. Readability, exactly, Priya-Paula. No gym eating pizza. Oh, dude, don't eat pizza. You are allowed to eat pizza on celebration days, okay? So if you had, a very good week, your kid have, a nice degree at school, for example, your family is happy, your wife is happy, then you can go for a pizza, but just once a day. You know what I mean? Just once a day. Or the entire test suite is failing because of this refactor we have done. So let's fix that, and I think we're good after. Good for collaboration, absolutely. You mean the code readability, I guess? Once a week, I apologize, Canada Raz. Once a week. So I have burgers or pizza literally once a week, typically on Saturdays. Oh, it's no good to eat junk food every day, man. That's not good. Like, you need to think about your health, Make on null. Oh my God, literally refactored to bad code. Oh, because we don't have Asher anymore. This is literally just ash make now. Here we go. Okay, now it should be good. You see, thank God we have testing. We have testing in place, which is literally telling us about all of this. So good. What's happening? Invalid tabs and spaces on PHPStan? Like, what the actual? What do you mean? Oh, you mean here? Should this be spaces or just column 2? Oh, is this one? How about now? Yeah, now it's working. Nice. Okay, let's run the entire test suite again. It should be good. That self-made junk food is even better, indeed. All right, we're good to go here. I think it's time to... By the way, we just added officially Laravel for Recctor to our starter kit, okay? So let's type here git commit adds Laravel for Recctor package. You can just push this. Let me just confirm the changes real quick. Let's go here. Yeah, we have added this, the composer lock, the public asher. This needs to be removed. We don't need that. Condition. Here we go. And I think we're good. Bleeding edge. We're now checking the app. Remove this space. All this Recctor stuff. And we use this blade view with a nice formatting here as well. Nice. Okay, this is good, chat. This is good. All right, it's time to talk about Recctor PHP. We haven't talked about Recctor already. Okay. By the way, I literally forgot. Emily Dev, thank you so much for resubscribing. Tier 1, 9 months in a row. And he's saying the following. Hi, folks. How everyone is doing? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for the subscription on Prime on Twitch. By the way, chat, if you want to support financially my work, you can do it 2 ways. You can become a YouTube member or becoming a Twitch subscriber. That helps my work. But the best way you guys can help my work is just sharing my videos. Honestly, every single time you see me tweeting about a video or posting something on Instagram or TikTok, the best way you can help me is not doing a donation. It's just resharing those videos in your social media. That's the best thing you can do for helping me in making PHP one of the best languages out there for the kids, okay? Hey, thank you so much, Emily and Dev. I really appreciate. Okay? All right, let's talk about Recctor PHP, okay? As you guys have seen, Recctor PHP is incredibly powerful. It's super powerful, but I want to show you kind of in detail some of the things I'm using with Recctor PHP. So obviously we are using the Laravel for Recctor. We just talked about that, and it's absolutely awesome. But something else I'm using is caching on Recctor. So, you know, Recctor PHP is kind of slow if you don't use caching, so you want to make sure you use caching, and we are using caching with Recctor PHP. We are analyzing all of the paths we can have. So here, for example, we are analyzing the app folder, the bootstrap folder, the database folder, the public folder, and the routes folder. And a rule I'm not using is this add override attribute. I don't think the override attribute has any value to PHP, so I'm kind of not using it. But most importantly, I'm kind of configuring Recctor to be super powerful. It will remove any kind of dead code it detects. Will remove the code quality, not remove, but it will use the code quality as much as possible. We'll type the code as much as possible. We'll privatize everything it can. We'll try to do early returns and obviously strict booleans as well. So Recctor PHP is absolutely awesome, making sure that your code is consistency, but also make sure you are using the latest and the greatest versions of PHP is a must-have in PHP 2025. Is a must-have, okay? Make PHP great again. Absolutely, chat. Absolutely. All right, did we forgot anything? Let me see. So we talked about various things, including scripts. We talked about packages. There is any package here I want to talk about? Let me see. We have Pale. I'm not using Pale. I'm going to remove Pale. Pale is a nice package, but I'm not using it, so let's remove it. Oh my god, literally, I'm so much giving away on this keyboard. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we removed paled, and I think we need to adjust the concurrently thing, because I'm not using pale anymore. Do you guys want pale? What do you guys think about pale? Should I use pale or not? I have coded pale, by the way, in case you don't know, but I'm not using it that much. What do you guys think about Laravel pale? Should we use Laravel pale or not? Write on the chat yes or no, because that will be kind of the decision for today. F. Barrento, you're not actually building anything today, so we are kind of, reviewing my own starter kit. Lord Nick is saying he uses it. Peak and Flow says that he uses Peak as well. There's Pale. F. Barrento say uses Earth for the logs, which is interesting and obviously understandable. Code by AI is saying that he does not use Pale. And Adrian is saying he uses DD for Pale, which is a great way of debugging, by the way. If you want to debug, if you want to debug professionally in 2025 with PHP, you have to use DD. Is this Laravel function that just allows you to do the best debugging in the world in your PHP code. And absolutely the best debugger ever. I agree, Shad. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But yeah, all right, let's keep pale then, chat. Let's keep pale. Let's type here. Why I've changed Recctor? Oh, okay. So let's type git add-p git reset --ard. And what I will do is just come back to Recctor and fix this little thing right here and type git add-p, do that, commit -m and fixes missing path and push this. So we have the Boost MCP already. Epsilon GG DevSec, thank you so much for the subscription through Prime. I really appreciate your support, dude. Lord Nick is saying the following. I have one question. How much will affect if I use PHP data types on this starter kit? PHP data types? What is that, dude? I have literally no idea. Okay, chat, I think we are done reviewing this. Do I want to talk about any of that? No. So we talked about Recctor, Pint, PHPStan, composer.json. We talked about the code themselves. Do we have anything here important? I don't think we do. Seeders, yep. Configuration, nothing specifically. How about this? Nothing specific either. Yeah, I think we're done. This is, let me actually go here. Here we go. We don't have a logo. Oh my god, chat. Can someone add a logo to this? It looks horrible. Looks horrible. Okay. Anyways, this is my own Laravel starter kit. This is my own Laravel starter kit. If you guys liked anything you have seen today, go to my GitHub account. The link is right below and try this starter kit locally. Write in the comments below what do you think about this starter kit. I find this starter kit absolutely awesome, but that's it. That being said, see you next time. Peace out. Boom, boom, boom. That's done, chat. That's done. So Pale is one thing, Pint is another. Pint is for code formatter. Pale is for displaying the logs in their terminal. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, chat. Okay. Have you tried Laravel, Spatie Laravel Data? I have not. People keep talking about that package. I definitely need to review it. I haven't checked it already, but a lot of people talk about that package. By the way, chat, we're about to finish. So before we do that, go all the way down and subscribe my channel or put a like on this video. I really appreciate that. Likes are important, chat. Likes are very important. Okay. So as you well know, every time we finish a live stream on Twitch, we rate someone. So let's do that. I'm going to go here to Twitch and see who is online to see who I can rate today. Maya is online, so let's rate Maya as usual. Chat, I'm going to check soccer right now. I'm going to see my own club, call it Benfica. I love you guys so much. Catch you guys potentially tomorrow or Sunday or next week, Monday, worst case scenario, okay? Love you all. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Josh is on? Wait. If Josh is on, I'm going to rate Josh. Okay. I just stopped. Let's rate Josh. Why didn't Josh appear on the list, though? I don't see Josh Siri here. Oh, I do see Josh Siri. Here we go. He has one guy online. This will be so awesome. Okay, so let's rate Josh Siri. Maybe he's not appearing on my list because I cannot rate if he doesn't accept rates. So it might be that, actually. Oh, no, it does allow. I don't know why. All right, chat. Let's rate Josh Siri. Chat, I love you guys so much. Catch you guys tomorrow or Sunday or potentially Monday, worst case scenario. See you guys next time. Peace out.